Hello and welcome, lovely Librans. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com, and I'm here to do your July Astro Tarot or Tarot Astro, whichever way you want to look at it. If you haven't joined me before, I'll give you a really quick rundown of what I'm doing here today. First, I'll draw 2 tarot cards as theme cards for the month for you. Then we'll have a look at your horoscope for July, and then I'll do a tarot spread and some psychic tarot card interpretation, and I'll finish up with a psychic summary at the end. I never know what's going to come out of my mouth, so some of it's news to me. So if you see a strange look on my face, it's because I don't know what I'm actually saying, and it's all new to me. So let's have a look what happens. Firstly, I'll just also say that it's a really big month this month. There is so much going on in the heavens still. It has been for the last few months, and this will continue right up until October, November this year. So we have Mercury retrograde in your 10th house of career until the 12th of the month, and so you really should be careful at work, backing things up, making sure that all communications are clear, and put it in writing. That's always good, because with Mercury retrograde, things can go amiss. Miscommunications, misunderstandings, technology breakdowns, all that fun stuff. Okay, if you have to sign a contract during this period, you might find that you have to go back later and revisit some aspects of the contract. It doesn't mean that, if you really have to do it, that you don't do it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying be extra cautious, okay, with communications and especially important legal documents. And Venus, our ruling planet, also does look after legalities and finances as well. So be extra careful with your finances that you don't overspend, of course, is always a risk. Okay, the other thing we should have a look at too is all of these retrogrades. And besides all of that, there's also a lunar eclipse, and that's in your 4th house of home and family, and I'll talk about that shortly. However, you can see all of these retrogrades here. Mercury in retrograde in Cancer up until the 12th. Now, I should mention too that retrogrades by their very nature are disruptive. Okay, so some aspects of our lives, because I'm a Libran too, if you didn't know. If you've been following me, you'll know that. But Mercury retrograde until the 12th, but there is a shadow period after that date. So that is when the energy is actually coming off. It's less intense day by day after that, but still, if you have important decisions, try to put them off a bit longer if you possibly can. Venus was retrograde up until the 25th of June, and it's out of that now, but again, the shadow period could be active in the first few days of the month. If you're particularly sensitive, you may feel that. Jupiter is retrograde at the moment. Saturn is retrograde, Neptune, Pluto, and then down the bottom there, you'll see our lunar eclipse also retrograde. So much happening there. But let's get on, and I'm going to go to the board now, and where are we? Main board. Okay, got the right place. All right, let's have a look. That's clear enough, because I set all this up, of course, and then it changes for some reason. I don't know why that is. But let's have a look at the cards first before we do your horoscope. Lovely Librans, first theme of the month for July 2020, and I'm going with that card there, closing my eyes now, and there's a ladder in front of me. I've been seeing ladders for lots of star signs in July. It basically means pulling yourself out of a hole, climbing up into the light. So you might have been in darkness about something. This could be something like being unaware of a situation, and very gradually you're becoming more and more aware. As I'm saying this, I'm getting flashes of green in front of me. That suggests opportunities for you. They're also waving money. Okay, multiple opportunities, including the ability to make more money. When I actually see notes, I know that that is actual cash. But sometimes I see coins, and I know that that usually means change and transformation. There is change here as well, but it's also focused on the actual physical money. Okay, well, surprise, surprise. Here we have the Six of Pentacles. This is about your finances, and it's like a job well done. Money coming to you, lots of opportunities for work that you've done, for craftsmanship. You could be feeling quite happy with what you're achieving, okay? You'll see she's dressed in blue here. That's all about self-expression, and she's got gold here. So a high level of self-expression could lead you to make more money. This is also about your possessions. And so if you wanted a new car or you wanted something new, you could buy a major purchase at this time. There's a lot, I'll get to this in a minute, excuse me, but there is a lot going on in your home and family, and you could downsize your home and buy another home, okay? So this is a really fortunate turn of events for you, especially given everything that's been happening in recent months. Okay, looking for the second tarot theme card of the month for you lovely Librans. Back, that one. Closing my eyes now, and what do I see? Yeah, okay, so doors closing, that's to the past. It's almost like something from the past has been coming up into your mind, or if you're not particularly sensitive and you don't pay attention to what's going on in your mind, Spirit might have to get a little bit more active and actually bring that person or that situation back into your life. So you could hear news of an ex-lover, somebody you looked up to who disappointed you in some way. There's just seems to be a bit of activity there. If they do contact you, do remember, of course, why they're an ex, or what happened, what the situation was. People from the past could come back, okay, physically. But if you're already got it going in your mind, running in your mind, then they may not have to be physical. You just go over and in your mind and see what you could have done better. Okay, this is about friends, relationships, socializing. This is the Three of Cups. There's something going on with the subconscious here because they're all in the fish's mouth. A fish is a symbol of the subconscious. Think about Jesus, and at the time, 2,000 years ago, they were all using the symbol of the fish, his followers, to let others know that they were a follower, because it was dangerous in those days to let people know. And so that's called ichthys, that fish was called. So here we have the same sort of scenario of subconscious contents coming up and affecting your friendships. It could be to do with work colleagues that you're particularly close to as well, but it's more likely to be something on an emotional level. We have one here who's a bit wasteful, one who's very active, and one who's a little bit more circumspect or focused. This one doesn't talk as much as she probably thinks a lot, though. And sometimes you get the situation where two can form a clique and you feel left out, and just bear that in mind. If that's what's happening, you might just give them a bit of a wide berth and move out of that circle, because this indicates that although there's some sort of glitch in friendships and associations, it's not major, and you know, if you're working on something together or you've been socializing, you know, that will probably continue. So I don't see the relationships breaking up as such, but do be aware there are some there are some subconscious contents going on. All right, let's go to your horoscope now, lovely Librans. Okay, so the 19th of June to the 22nd of July, Sun in your 10th house up here, okay? This area is like your mind, and the Sun brings insight, awareness, advancements, maybe promotion in your job, maybe you're getting a new job. You might stay with the same company and take on a job with more responsibility. You have a significant contribution to make to the world through your career, and you're likely to have significant gains in this time. 26th of June to the 6th of January 21. Gosh, that sounds a long way away, but it's not. It's like 6 months. Mars in your 7th house. Okay, Mars here. Okay, 7th house is all about your committed relationships. These are the people really close to you, your partner, your husband, maybe your business partner, or a very close work colleague. Okay, significant relationships. You might be sort of a bit fed up in perhaps that, perhaps you're not feeling appreciated, and so you're not likely to compromise as much as you normally do. There could be simmering tensions arising in this partnership or marriage, whichever way you want to look at it. But it is a great time to start a new relationship because your desires are very keen and you want your desires fulfilled. So it sort of gives you more motivation to go out and start a new relationship, and more motivation and desire to tweak an existing relationship so it's sort of more equal or more in your favour. 21st of June to the 8th of July, Jupiter conjunct Pluto. This gives you a need for personal recognition. You might want to better yourself in some way. You might want to advance in your career, get a promotion, greater prestige. Really go for it. The only thing here is, though, there could be some power struggles with other people who don't really want to see you succeed. But not to worry, you will anyway, just despite them. I know this one. So, don't worry if you cop flack off other people. Just follow what's in your own heart. 28th of June to the 2nd of July, Taurus sextile Uranus. Okay, you might want to learn something new, be inventive. It's a time of discovery these few days. 1st of July to the 17th of June, Saturn into your 4th house here. Okay, this is a time where domestic duties and activities give you more responsibility. This is also a time where you may do renovations or relocate. I can absolutely attest to that. I've had renovations in my head for 2 years and I just haven't got around to it because I'm busy. But the last few months it's just been plaguing me. So I've finally bitten the bullet and I'm going to renovate. So yeah, that's definitely on the cards for you lovely Librans. You could also, as well as doing things around your home or even with your family, it could be your kids that relocate or renovate and you're helping them out in some way. Maybe you take on babysitting duties or helping them. Maybe you've got elderly parents that need extra attention, so these are the responsibilities that we have as mature adults. Okay. It's also a great time to free yourself from old family influences that no longer serve you. You may find yourself having memories of the past, of your families, and things that have happened in your family secrets or things that weren't right, and sort of you could be mulling over it in your mind. And it's a good thing to write them down and do some sort of ritual. Imagine yourself burning the piece of paper or letting them go into the heavens and that sort of thing. 14th of June to the 15th of July, Saturn trines your ascendant. This gives you more stability, maturity and cooperation with other people. You share common concerns with other people. Agreements made now are long and stable, and they're usually based on mutual respect. Business matters and legal matters run smoothly now. That's good news if you're doing renovations, because you've got to sign a contract most probably. 29th, or if you know, some sort of agreement. It's always good. I just brushed over that, and then I thought, nah, spell it out. It's always good when you're doing renovations to sign a contract and spell out everything exactly as you want, because, you know, things happen. If they're tearing down part of the house, they might find something with the plumbing or the wiring or something like that. So you have to think about all of these what ifs and buts, you know. It's a big thing usually. All right, 29th of June to the 3rd of July, Mars conjuncts Mars. This is a great time for making a fresh start. You're more motivated to succeed. Do be careful of accidents and irritability though, but you can channel that energy into something worthwhile and avoid the irritability because you're channeling the energy into something. 14th of June to the 15th of July, Saturn conjunct Saturn. Again, it's a time for serious behaviour. You go into some deep self-analysis. You're feeling more mature and responsible now, and you can see how you could have done things differently in the past. It's a time to also deepen relationships that you want to keep. Maybe you marry, have children, etc. You could change jobs or relationships later. Probably not so much now because you're thinking about it and trying to decide at the moment, and you will decide. If you made errors of judgment in the past, these could come back into your mind now. If it's not on your mind, they might come back in the physical. Okay, so I would be proactive about that. I'd be actually going back and thinking about the things that I think that I didn't handle so well, or I mucked up in some way, and actually just going over and trying to, you know, get in there first and write about it and let that energy out through your pen. So it doesn't need to come back into the physical because you've already looked at it. But it is a time of breaking old patterns, and this leads you to a brighter future, lovely Librans. So that's good news. 5th of the 7th, lunar eclipse in your 4th house. This brings transformation around your home and family. And eclipses can last up to 6 months. And so even if you're not thinking about renovating or relocating, or nothing's happening like that with your family, in a few months' time it might be. So again, I would be starting to think about, you know, what could I renovate, or what happens if my daughter moves here or my son moves there, and just give it some headspace. So, but transformation is definitely going on there in your home and family. 6th of July to the 10th of July, Mars sextiles Venus. Friendships are favoured now, and it's an opportunity for new relationships. Your desires and passions are strong at the moment. 21st of July until the 22nd of August, the Sun is in your 11th house. This could give you... sorry guys, I haven't moved it in. The Sun here moves into the 11th house here. I usually pen that in, but I haven't. So this gives you a leadership position in a group. There's lots of activity with friends and groups, and they could look up to you in some way. You are radiating in the group, and there's a lot of insight and awareness about you, and people notice. 17th of July to the 2nd of August, Jupiter sextiles Neptune. This is a great time for sharing your spiritual ideals with other people, and of course they might want to share theirs with you. And the 20th of July, new moon in your 10th house here. So you can see there's a lot of activity here in your 10th house, and a new moon is a new start in career somehow. You might think of better ways to do your job. Again, you might be really keen to get a promotion or to even change jobs. So we have so much energy happening here in the 4th, and so much energy happening up there, and you have to sort of balance your time and your energy between your work and your family. All right, so we're going to look at the tarot spread now. So just bear that 6 of Pentacles and 3 of Cups in mind as theme cards. Maybe write them down. And doing a tarot spread now, what do I come up with for the first week in July for lovely Librans? Going with that one. Closing my eyes now. Yes, I see the doors closing. I see silver. Silver's a feminine energy, about being. Not so much about doing, but at some point early in July, it's a great time just to be without, feeling too motivated to get on, because later in the month you will be very motivated. Okay, so Six of Cups. This is a time of happiness. See all these little flowers here in the cups. So, and even joy. You might be feeling quite happy just within yourself without even doing anything. She's just sitting there, being. So, yes, it's a time of being. She's wearing green for growth and opportunity, okay? So, you could be just having some time out and some rest and relaxation, and just feeling happy with yourself, with who you are. Okay, second week of the month for lovely Librans. Okay, going with that card there. Closing my eyes now. Okay, I see a horse and it's in a race, and this is about horsepower. So just being, this is the opposite. This is about moving forward, expanding, winning the race, competition. And it's the Page of Pentacles. Sorry. Page of Pentacles is all about your finances, your possessions, and a page typically brings good news. She's taking action. She's got red on here, so that's about action. She doesn't have all of the information. Some things are hidden from her, but she's going to find out. But she does know some things because we've got white here, so that's sort of like awareness and insight. This is hidden things that are coming up, but good news about your finances, so that's good. Third week of the month for lovely Librans. What do we come up with? Close my eyes. Okay, those doors that were closed to the past are behind me now, and in front of me is a long corridor, and there are lots and lots of doors on both sides. Which opportunity am I going to take? I feel like I'm just keep on walking. There's some I ignore. Some of these opportunities I actually don't want. Maybe people approach you with ideas, but you just don't feel attracted to them. Like you don't need to take them, so you're not going to. So you just keep going till you find a door with a crystal handle that you want. Okay, Page of Swords. This is about thinking, making decisions, analysis, cutting off that which no longer serves you so that you can move on and take the big picture. So that sort of fits with what I just said about you don't need all of these opportunities. You'll pick the one that you want, okay, after you analyse logically what is going on with that opportunity. Most of these are small ones. If you really need to do them, you can, but don't get so caught up in doing so many things for other people or taking all of these little things that you miss the big one, because I just feel like there's something else bigger and better. And if you look at the big picture, take the big picture view, you'll see the best opportunity that's coming. Okay, cutting off people from the past too, that influences that no longer help you or serve your highest good. Okay, moving towards the end of the month, closing my eyes. What's that? Oh my God, these visions are getting more and more obtuse. A thong, a single thong. So this probably relates to Australians. I think in New Zealand you call them flip-flops. Not sure what you call them in the States. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it feels like summer. So this is not just Australia. This is the Northern Hemisphere. It's summertime because here it's winter time. That's how I know. But I'm at the beach. There's tons and tons of people at the beach. So do be careful if you go out, especially if you're in the US, about COVID-19, because the numbers are increasing. just a sec. Oh, yeah. Look, don't go to the beach. I'm at the beach, I see all these thousands of people here, and then they just sort of all fall over. I really don't like the look of that at all. I don't know what it means, but yeah, it can't be good. And I don't think that's got to do with this card. Yeah, it hasn't, I don't think. Ace of Wands. Spirit is handing you some motivation and inspiration to get going on your projects. There's a lot of growth here. See these green leaves? It needs action. There's a lot of growth also starting, just beginning in this crown. I don't know if you can see the green little leaves there. Yes, there's some clouds in the background, you know, some confusion or chaos or whatever. And there's a mountain here to climb. And this is a huge challenge you're about to embark on. And this could be the renovations of your home, okay? So some things are going to go wrong. And you're just going to go, oh, my God. And so just know that up front. But you will manage it, and you might find even a better solution, a cheaper solution, or something that is better because you really, really love it. Somebody else might help you out with an idea. But you're full of motivation to get new things done towards the end of the month. Okay, let's look at the last few days, because it's 31 days in July for lovely Librans. Going with that one there, I've got some animals here. Australia, wombats, marsupials, koala bears. Maybe you're involved with nature some way, getting out and about in the bush, and or maybe helping animals out in some way, because Australian wildlife is really dire at the moment. We have the King of Cups. This is somebody who is very generous, so that fits with what I just said. This is a masculine energy that does give to other people. He is generous, he's full of knowledge, and most importantly, wisdom. He's had a lot of experiences where he's learnt to master his emotions, and somebody like this might come into your life to help you. He's sitting on a seashell. Here he's got a clamshell at the back, and there's the ocean in the background, and he's got both his feet on the ground. He's practical, reliable, in touch with his subconscious, but very much in touch with his emotions. You'll see this gold here. Things that come out of his mouth are worth bottling, so to speak. They're precious. There's all this gold in the background around the solar plexus area. Gold, it's about confidence, self-esteem. He can help you build your confidence and self-esteem, particularly if you had issues with your father when you were growing up. He might have been absent in some way. Perhaps he just didn't spend enough time with you to really give you that sense of belonging and that sense of nurturance that you really needed. And I'll say as a little girl, okay, I'm not so much talking to men on this particular point. If you are a man listening to this, know that you have your own divine masculine within, as do women. Women also have this energy. We have to probably work harder to find it though, okay, especially if we didn't have a decent role model growing up. But we do have this back in our DNA somewhere. There was a good man somewhere in our family. I don't know how far you have to go back to find him, but he's there, believe me. And if you go back far enough, you'll find all manner of energies that can help you out in some way. So King of Cups. So we've got cups, pentacles, swords, wands, cups. So a very balanced spread in terms of all of the realms of energy. It's the beginning of something new with the Ace of Wands. But I feel as I'm saying this is like preparation for the following months. So there's more coming up in the following months. At the moment, you're just brainstorming and preparing for what will come very soon this year. Okay, so now I've got a chainsaw next door. That's always great when I'm trying to live stream, isn't it? I don't know if you can hear the chainsaw. Okay, so Closing my eyes now for lovely Librans, and what do I see? I see some trumpets blowing. Okay, it's a bit like out of the Bible, you know, in the book of Revelations, and the trumpets are blowing. And, you know, Armageddon in a sense. But this is like the coming of Christ. And when I say Christ, I mean Christ consciousness. A new sort of spirituality coming into our lives. And they're showing me now lots of water. They're saying drink more water because that will help the process. You have to drink pure water, and that will help your emotions be, you know, flushed out of your system along with all of the toxins, okay? So pure water from a tank with filters, not tap water, okay? Not even bottled water, because bottled water is dead. A lot of the life has been taken out of it. They're showing me a gold sword now. So this is about your mental realms, your thinking, your belief systems, you know, what you believe in. But you can, this is a beautiful knife I'm looking at. It comes in a gold scabbard that's been engraved, and it's a stunning piece of artwork that I'm looking at. This is the ability for you to cut, analyze and dissect, and so you make decisions. You're going to be making more decisions than you have for a while. So yes, it's a time of full-on decisions. You got to bite the bullet. That might be a bit stressful for you lovely Librans, because usually you like to take your time making decisions. You don't want to be rushed. But I feel the pressure is on. You have to come to, you know, a place of making decisions very quickly, which is unlike you. Okay. Yeah. I'm just getting so much going about renovations. That will be for you, some of you, but it is for me, for sure. Okay. Oh, and they're saying there's a lot of sunflowers here. They're saying you're going to be happier at the end of this month when you get the ball rolling for these new opportunities. It's almost like we've been held back in some way, and finally it's clearing this month. Okay, I hope you found that helpful. Please leave me a comment. I'd love to answer your comments and let me know what's going on in your life. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to click the notification bell. And also, most importantly, have a very wonderful and insightful month, lovely Librans. Okay, thank you, and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website, absolutesoulsecrets.com, for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.